my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. We are going to do a haul today. I have 5 perfumes as usual. There is one from Paris Corner, one from your Alapsar, 2 from Naseem, which is going to be a new brand on my channel, and 1 Khadlaj oil, which I am very nostalgic about. So, out of this, to be honest with you, I only purchased the Paris Corner. The rest all are PR. So let me make it very clear. I had promised you guys from the beginning that if I ever receive something in PR, I'll always let you know. I know I've not been putting the sticker. I keep forgetting, but I'll try and make sure that I keep the stickers on screen whenever I'm doing a sponsored video or a PR. Yeah. Let's start with the Paris Corner, which I purchased on my own. The box is very simple. It's a normal box, very flimsy and everything. This is the Voux Patisserie. Voux Patisserie, the campaign, the ad campaign Paris Corner had done was so so gorgeous. It was this very French not coffee shop, what do you call it? Patisserie. Yeah, it's a patisserie. So it was a very, just go and see it. I'll see if I can, I don't know, maybe that'll be a violation. So just go and see it yourself on the Paris Corner Instagram page or something. Now this is supposed to be a dupe for Italica by Zerchoff again, but from the Casamorati range. Now I purchased the sample size. My samples are so poorly organized. Look at how I've kept. So Voux Patisserie. This is the bottle. It's a fuzzy bottle. I think it's pretty. It's cute. I don't care much for the shape, but the shape is very like the Zerchoff bottles, right? Now, I don't like this perfume. At least for now. Even when I open the cap, by the way, this perfume is so strong. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray Italica here, and I'm going to spray your Voux Patisserie over here. Let me first tell you how Voux Patisserie smells like and what the notes are. I'll tell you exactly what I don't like about this perfume, and I'll tell you what part I like about this perfume. Now, this is supposed to be a pure gourmand. Kind of smells like when you pass by a bakery shop, but let's say there's a bakery shop and there's cinnamon right next to it, the cinnamon roll shop. They both are right next to each other. So there's a cake and pastry shop, and then you have your cinnamon shop. If you pass both of them together, that sickly sweet the smell you'll get of artificial flavoring, vanilla, your flour, your cinnamon, your thick caramel sweetness and everything together is this Voux Patisserie. Now the problem I have with this perfume is the opening. So the top notes for this are tangerine, cardamom and saffron, middle notes of rose, apple and milky notes, and the base notes of vanilla and sandalwood. Now, I know the whole internet is going to be super divided. Some people are going to be like, oh my god, I love this perfume like crazy. And there are going to be other people like me. It's just, I know it's going to have divided attention. It is just that beginning fruity notes. You know that artificial fruits essence that you add while baking? If you smell it directly, it doesn't smell good. But when you put it in low doses in your cake or in your pastry or anything, it smells very nice. But if you add a lot of it, or if you smell directly from the bottle, you know how it's going to smell like? It smells like that in the opening. It is the fruits I have a problem with. And in the fruits, you can identify the apple and tangerine as being a very synthetic one. Literally a food flavoring, right? But the cardamom and saffron, also they're kind of clashing with those notes and the sweet notes. Ultimately, it dries down to your milky notes, vanilla and sandalwood, that's true. Although, I do feel it has a little bit of coconut as well. I don't know where it's coming from, but that initial spray just makes you feel coconut, So overall, how it smells like is synthetic fruits flavoring, your milky notes with vanilla, sandalwood and some amount of coconut. I don't know about the accuracy of the notes, by the way. And the coconut part of it, I'm telling you, it doesn't smell like coconut water or coconut milk. It literally smells like coconut oil. The oil. Have you... I'm sure you have, but if you rub coconut oil on your hand and if you smell it, you know how it smells like? Kind of has that dry down, but it's not mentioned over here that it has coconut. I'm very interested to see how this macerates, because I know Paris cotton perfumes change like crazy. So like if I smell it from far, still I don't like it, you know. So it's not even like if somebody else wears it, I'm going to appreciate this. Now, in comparison to Italica, it is exactly the same but without the earthy, fruity, artificial fruity essence. I mean, literally the dry down is the same. But the Voux Patisserie is so bothersome, it's so earthy, it has like some weird notes that don't make sense. Italica, it is something like in dry down I do appreciate, but will I like to buy this perfume for myself? Or am I feeling like, wow, this is such a beautiful perfume created by Zerjoff? No, it's not. It's a nice gourmand. It's a true gourmand. It's like one of those gourmands that are so serious. It's such an adult gourmand. It's not your girly girl gourmand. It is not one of your la-di-da ones. You know, these are like the serious gourmands. It smells like artisanal gourmand, not cheap at all. And you can smell the expensive notes in it or whatever they have done. You just know it deserves to be sold at a high price. Now, I do like the Italica, but it's not something I would wear myself, and I would not go and pick this up even if I was like blessed with a lot of money. I wouldn't go buy this perfume for myself. Voux Patisserie, on the other hand, needs to like chill for now, and we're gonna revisit this in like 3 months or so that it's macerated and I can give you a proper opinion. The production date, I had told you guys I'll always mention the production date. This one is May 2024. So it's very, very new, right? It's still like almost 3 months gone, but still, like being out of the bottle, I'm going to create that space that I always tell you for oxidization, for maceration. The bottle is already quite thick and everything. It'll macerate soon, I hope, and I'll let you know in about 3 months how it goes. The projection, by the way, of this perfume is it's very, very strong. I mean, I opened the bottle cap and I could smell it like all around the room. So the projection is like 4 to 5 feet, and the longevity also is crazy insane already. But it's just that the juice has not become what they intended it to be. And plus, I'm not sure if they intentionally added the fruits, although in the Italica, there's no fruits, right? So it might be like a slight variation on your Italica, but the dry down is literally almost the same. I'm not going to assign a celebrity to this, although immediately Sabrina Carpenter came in my mind because of that ad campaign, and because the ad campaign, the filter they've used, the colors they've used, it's very much like Sabrina Carpenter music videos. That's why she came to my mind. But let me not assign anybody right now because I really do not like this perfume right now. My rating for this currently is a 7 out of 10. We'll see how it goes. I should actually give it a 6.5 out of 10 because according to me, this is not a wearable perfume right now. But let's keep it at 7 out of 10. Next, we have Mudiyah by Al-Absar. Mudiyah, the box is textured. You can feel like this leather, leather texture, the cheap leather, and it's like a simple bottle. There's nothing much to it. But the bottle is very pretty. I mean, a lot of you all probably are purchasing this perfume just for the bottle. When I made the shorts for this, I mean, I had got comments that I purchased this bottle just because of the how the bottle looks like. Look at that. I mean, it's not capturing how beautiful it is. So the cap is like of Underleap. A lot of people mention this to me. And it is not just Underleap. It's a lot of other perfumes that have the same cap. The bottle, however, is like a beautiful, I'm not sure if it's like an ombre or whatever, but it seems like a grey blue transitioning into a yellow, or maybe the juice is yellow. I don't know. The problem with this perfume is like the cap is literally, you see that? The cap just came off. It's a very, very heavy cap, so it's not plastic. But the problem is it doesn't fit. That's like the worst thing ever. I mean, if I can do this and the cap comes off, it's like really, really bad. The perfume, however, don't judge it when it reaches you, okay? Don't judge it like first spray. As a matter of fact, even in the first spray, you're going to like it. You're going to be like, very nostalgic, very strange perfume, but you do not know what it resembles, right? I have no idea what they were trying to do with this perfume. I don't know if this was like an original creation or whatever it was. It does smell very ozonic, so I don't know if they were trying to go for Baccarat Rouge, but then Al-Absar perfumes, they don't really make the exact dupe, right? It's always adding something additional. And in this one, there's a very, very artificial but very sweet pear note, which is making this perfume smell very, very nostalgic. Also, I'm not sure where that note comes from, but when I tell you there are some perfumes that you feel like there's an added hint of tobacco, It's like the actual tobacco leaf. It's not the smell of burning cigarette or anything, but the actual tobacco leaf. Or maybe even like when you empty the cigarette and when you smell what's inside, the leaves, smells like that. And it's like a very slight hint, but you can smell it. The top notes for this are pear and jasmine, heart notes of caramel and woody notes, and the base notes of Evanel ambroxan. Now, this is like a whole bunch of synthetic notes. When you first smell this, unfortunately, I'm getting so much of the Voux Patisserie right now around me that it's very tough for me to describe this perfume, because this one will need a lot of maceration. So Mudiyah, when you get it in the beginning, you'll smell it for 1 hour. That's like even stretching it. Like you'll smell it for a little while, which is why I've already used up so much, because I was liking smelling it, but I kept spraying it again and again because I'm like, where's this perfume disappearing to, right? So for sure, we need to like let this rest for a long time. So I have it like for almost 1 month now, which is why I decided to review it like now and not add it to my previous haul videos. I was like, let it like at least sit for a little bit, But one thing's for sure, when you receive it, you're not going to be like fully happy with this perfume because the performance is trash. By the way, did I tell you the price for this one? And Voux Patisserie, I'll put the price during that section, right? This one is around $30, so it doesn't come very cheap. It's not like a dirt cheap perfume, right? You can toss out all the notes that they have mentioned. The pear is the only one that I can smell. That too in like a very fake way. You have your woody notes as well, and you have your ambroxan. But there are some other notes that I can't identify. They're saying jasmine and caramel. I can't smell it. To be honest with you, I just don't understand this perfume. When I first smelled this perfume, I was like picking my brain the whole night because I was like, what does it smell like? And it bothers me because I know I've smelled this before. It's also very nostalgic. It smells like something I smelled in my childhood. What it smells like, not too sure. And it also kind of reminded me, in school we used to have this glue. It was like white and it was like stretchy liquid. I'll try to put a picture. It was called Fevicol. And it was not just that Fevicol brand. It used to come in like a lot of like different brands. And I was one of the glue sniffers, right, in school. Don't judge me. But I used to love smelling markers. I used to love smelling white ink. I used to love smelling this glue. And I remember in the arts and crafts class, I used to love that class because the whole classroom would smell of that glue. I'm pretty sure I was high as a kite at that time, because I used to find that room such a zen room, But yeah, kind of reminds me of that Fevicol glue. Like if you would smell it, it has something in it that smells like that. I know I'm not like selling this perfume very well right now to you guys, but I don't need to sell you guys anything. I'm just telling you how I feel. The production date for this, however, was last year in November. So ideally, this should have been like macerated and been ready for use. But despite of me creating so much space over here, it's still not completely macerated. So I'm currently going to give this a 7 out of 10 because, it needs to improve. But trust me, when you'll wear this perfume, you will feel like putting it again and again on yourself. The thing is, it's so intimate that the deepest part of your soul will smell it, not the rest of your soul. It's too mild. Now, it's possible that my nose is not picking it up. So if you've smelled Mudiyah, please let me know. Is it just me, or is it actually like that one of those perfumes that 10% of your the back soul is like smelling it, but the rest of your being is just not detecting this perfume. So yeah, I'm gonna let this macerate. But I will assign a celebrity to this one. I would give this to Erin Moriarty from The Boys. I feel like she would smell like this. But if it was a little bit more intense, it would smell like that. The projection currently is like quarter feet. Okay, no, not quarter feet. When you spray it, it goes on for like a feet, but you still will struggle to smell it. Like, I'm sure if I pick up the strip right now, it's going to be non-existent. And the longevity, I would say still it's just 1 hour. Like that's also like stretching it, right? That's why I just want to know if I'm getting anosmic or if this is why I just want to know if I'm getting anosmic or not. If you want to classify this perfume, it's a fruity ozonic fragrance. Let's do the two Nassim perfumes because this is a new kind of experience for me, right? Because they are water-based perfumes, and when you spray them, the thing is that I don't want to spray it on my hand because I plan to wear a different perfume because my outfit is like very cutesy and everything, and I don't want to wear like a perfume like this. Where do I spray this? Just a second. Please don't judge my very crusty palette mixer. But the reason I got this was I want to show you the texture and color. So it's a water-based perfume. It's just like, it's like water. But can you see that? That's the color. It is like milk. It literally is like milk. So be very, very careful when you spray this perfume. This smells like sunscreen. It kind of smells like a mix between Valaya and Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford. If they had a baby, it would be Twin Paradise. Did I say that? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. So Nassim bottles are very, very attractive. And when you see them, you just know it's a Nassim perfume, right? They all look like this. Mostly, I think they have a different range that doesn't look like this. The bottle is super heavy. The cap is super heavy. I'm sure it's plastic, but it's a super heavy plastic. I mean, the bottle and everything, it looks very nice on your vanity as well. Like if all these matching bottles are there, it'll look like kind of cute, right? Sort of giving the same vibe as your Shagaf Oud. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's just like when you keep them all together, it'll look very pretty. That's the reason why I collect those bottles. I have all the Shagaf Ouds. Now, the notes for this, look at how I'm holding this, because this is sure to stain a light color dress that I'm wearing right now. This is for sure, it'll stain. So you should ideally wear these water-based perfumes on your skin, unless you're allergic to wearing stuff on your skin. On your dress, I'm giving you a warning, this will stain, yeah? The top notes for this are coconut peach, orange blossom and bergamot. Middle notes of gardenia, jasmine, heliotrope, tuberose and orris. And the base notes of vanilla, woodsy notes, sandalwood and ambergris. It's a whole lot of notes. I'm smelling like a slight bit of Play-Doh. By the way, guys, I researched. I'm like, you know what? Off late, Play-Doh, Play-Doh, Play-Doh. Like things are hitting me that smell like clay or Play-Doh or doll heads, you know. The doll heads probably is slightly different from the actual Play-Doh scent that you get, which smells like clay. You know the clay pots and everything you get when you smell it, the cold clay smell that you get, that kind of smell, it's there in this. And it's why? It's because there's a fake heliotrope. There's a synthetic, not fake, synthetic heliotrope. There's a very specific one, apparently, it has a chemical name as well. That one gives you a little Play-Doh-y scent. And this one has that heliotrope. But there's also cedar and vanilla that give you that note. So if you have in your perfume cedar, vanilla or heliotrope, it usually will give you this clay Play-Doh kind of scent. And this one has a very strong clay Play-Doh. So think of your Valaya or your Mystique Bouquet. It is tropical, a little aquatic, but then it has that Play-Doh scent in the background. It also smells quite strongly of sunscreen to my nose. Now if you're telling me like what are you detecting like in the top, middle and base, honestly it smells like a medley of flowers to me, like white florals and maybe some yellow florals as well. Although over here all the flowers they've written are all white florals. And then you have like sweetness of your vanilla along with coconut. Although coconut is there in the opening, I feel the coconut comes in like much later. The fruits, to be honest with you, I can't detect them. Maybe they're there as a sweetness, but the sweetness is more of a fake vanilla sandalwood mixed with the ambergris. And if you know the ambergris, it's slightly animalic. It usually makes the perfume smell a little bit more ozonic as well. And this is like a whole lot of mixture of like a lot of different things. And that's why I'm telling you Valaya, because Valaya does smell, or Mystique Bouquet does smell quite ozonic. It's a white floral ozonic. So this one also I would say it's like a white floral ozonic with some tropical notes. It does smell like a beach vacation or island life, natural. It's not like a synthetic commercial perfume. It does smell very natural. You would expect it to smell like Bronze Goddess or Soleil Blanc or something like that. But I'm telling you, it's like setting itself apart. So it does smell like a mix of Valaya and let's say Bronze Goddess or one of those. Think of a tropical perfume that smells a little sunscreeny, because this definitely has that sunscreen vibe. If you do not like that sunscreen vibe, because in this it's like shouting sunscreen, you know. If you don't like that, don't wear this. Personally, I wore it on my skin. I liked it, but I was not strongly fond of it. Look at how the color has become now, you know. And also it's not a very strong scent. It's a very intimate one, maybe like a projection of 1 feet. And the longevity also, I would give this like 4 to 5 hours. It's not very long lasting perfumes, you know. And on the skin, it slightly turned exactly like sunscreen. You know, when the sunscreen dries down, you know that smell you get? I don't know what that smell is. It's a very strong chemical smell. I'm getting that from this. So you can wear this in spring, summer. I had not given this a rating and I just gave it a rating. It's 7 out of 10. While it's a very interesting concept and perfume, I don't know. I need to try this more. And I don't know how water-based perfumes work in terms of maceration. I would still say this is a unisex perfume. I wish the longevity and projection were a little stronger, but maybe it's a blessing that it's not projecting too strongly because it might get a little too overwhelming, right? Now, since I've shown you the consistency of that perfume, the next one is called Ocean Enigma. Now, this one is another one from Nassim. It's the same bottle, but the sides are different. This one, they all match their bottles, you see? Yeah. So this one is matching its bottle. It's the same bottle, but with this ombre. And see what I mean? That if the bottles are kept together, they'll look very pretty. And they have different colored bottles. Ocean Enigma is a spicy aromatic, which is why I'm telling you this is unisex, but it leans a little masculine. And it's supposed to be a dupe for Elysium by Roja. This has got 3.93. Now, although the Twin Paradise had got a higher rating of Fragrantica, it had got 4.22. This one has got 3.93. I still appreciate this perfume a little bit better. Both the perfumes they have sent me 3 perfumes. There's another one which I'm still testing. I'm going to review it in another haul. But they all smell a bit strange. Like there's something in the background. It's some chemical that gives me that sunscreen vibe. Sorry guys, I'm not very experienced in water-based perfumes. And I'm being very honest with you. I'm not sure what that chemical is in the background. But it gives you a very synthetic sunscreen kind of vibe. I haven't smelled Elysium by Roja, so I don't know how that smells like either. This again is around $35, the Ocean Enigma. The top notes are grapefruit, bergamot and lemon. Middle notes of pink, pepper, artemisia, thyme and vetiver. Middle notes are pink pepper, artemisia, thyme and vetiver. And the base notes are woody notes, vanilla and amber. Now, in the opening, for sure, you get the citrus fruits, but it's mixed with your aromatics like artemisia and thyme. Now, if you're not very fond of the smell of artemisia, mugwort, you know, many people know it as mugwort. If you don't like the smell of that, you're not going to enjoy this perfume because it's very herbal, very aromatic. The vetiver in this is also like quite strong, along with the pink pepper, which is also like you know, all these herbal, aromatic, spicy scents are there like very, very strongly. So while it opens very nicely in a zesty form, very soon these strong aromatics and spicy notes take over. And then you have the base notes of woody notes, vanilla and amber. Frankly speaking, I can barely smell the vanilla, but you can smell the amber and the woody notes. So it's not a very complicated fragrance that you would be like, what is it? I need to analyze this. It just smells very, very nice. It does smell quite masculine. I would rather smell this on Ali. They have advertised this as unisex and I do agree it's a unisex, but it's leaning quite a bit masculine. I'd rather have Ali wear this perfume and not myself because it's too aromatic and herbal for me. And I'm not too sure if Ali, I would have to check with him. I haven't tried it on him, but I want to see if he actually likes this perfume. But Ali also has a huge problem with perfumes that smell like sunscreen. So I am not too sure if he's going to enjoy this perfume. What was strange is when I had mixed this perfume by mistake, because I was testing all of them, with the Al Absar's Mudiyah. They smelled so good together. They became actually more of that Fevicol glue. The synthetic glue sniffing self of mine was just appreciating the perfume so much more. You know, Mudiyah along with this, I think Mudiyah needs to be like layered with something. Okay, why did I go back to Mudiyah? Anyhow, I need to spray this again on a fresh strip because I ruined that one. Ocean Enigma smells simple, but it also smells very, very sophisticated. I can understand why people love this perfume. Although 3.93 is not a very good rating on Fragrantica, I did not read the comments, to be honest with you, because like I told you, I don't want to pollute my perception of a perfume. It smells like a perfume a very rich person would wear if they were going to a yacht club and they were wearing a polo shirt and khaki pants. You know, it's like that image comes to mind. While Twin Paradise was very, you know, island life, Ocean Enigma is more like a coastal lifestyle, you know, like a person who lives around the coast, upscale, you know, in like a nice country house or whatever you call it, you know. I don't know what those houses are called, but those big mansions, you know. and then they go to the country club every weekend or so to play like squash or something. I don't know. So I do like this Ocean Enigma quite a bit. My rating for this is an 8 out of 10. This again is a very spring summer perfume. Like I said, unisex, leaning masculine, not feminine. I would assume not many girlies who follow me would want to wear this perfume, by the way. The projection is again like 1 to 2 feet, and the longevity still is like 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, these water-based perfumes are not going to last very long. And the celebrity I thought was Chase Crawford. Do you remember him from Gossip Girl? Not from The Boys. I don't know why I have two people from The Boys, but I did not choose Chase Crawford. His name is a tongue twister. From The Boys. I chose him from the time of Gossip Girls. Yes, I used to indulge myself in Gossip Girl. Now last but not the least, I'm going to wear this on my skin. This is an oil from Khadlaj, which they sent me very graciously as usual. I can count on Khadlaj to not make me spend too much money on hauls, because usually every haul will have at least one Khadlaj perfume that's been sent to me. This is Farasha. It's in the shape of a butterfly, and it has a hair of mine on, sorry. It's shaped like a butterfly. It has these little studs, pink studs, and the cap is also like peachy pink. It's a very beautiful fragrance. It has this chain on it. This is a fruity floral, as with most of the Khadlaj oils. They love making their fruity oils. This guy was so nostalgic. Okay, when I wore this, I was like, I know the smell. I know the smell from my childhood. The thing is, the opening is like that. And as usual, exactly like Harim al-Sultan. You know how Harim al-Sultan became popular? Starts off very fruity, then it moves to florals, and then goes to musk. It's the same with this one. It starts off very, very fruity. I mean, the fruits are, like so strongly there. But this time it's a little Middle Eastern fruits. So it's Middle Eastern with some notes in the background which make it smell from the beginning till the dry down a little bit Middle Eastern. The top notes for this are freesia, blackcurrant, bergamot, and orange. You can't smell them individually. I'll be very, very honest with you. It just smells like a perfume oil with an interpretation of certain notes, and none of these notes are making sense to me. The middle notes are strawberry, jasmine, rose, and patchouli, and the base notes of musk, vanilla, sandalwood, blonde wood, and ambergris. I'll just tell you what it smells like to me. It smells like a fruity floral, more heavy on florals than fruity. You have like a very Middle Eastern patchouli. It's a sweet patchouli with a lot of musk, sandalwood, the blonde wood, and the ambergris. Initially, it's a very, very sweet perfume. The fruits and florals, although very, very synthetic, are extremely sweet in the opening. In an hour, this perfume becomes a very soft, powdery, talcum powder-like scent. And that talcum powder, I know it's some vintage talcum powder. And that's what's giving me that nostalgia. Initially, when you smell it, you're like, wow, this is a very strong fruity floral. And it does smell quite like Middle Eastern just because of that Middle Eastern patchouli. I'm telling you, it doesn't have oud, doesn't have any of that strong rose, although rose is mentioned here. There's something in this that makes it smell very, very Middle Eastern. And I can't tell you what it is. It's something from my childhood. And I just know that it's a very Middle Eastern scent, right? But within an hour, as it progresses actually from the time you wear it till 1 hour, it starts getting more powdery. It's very comforting. It almost feels like a hug. It kind of smells angelic as well. I mean, the fact that it is like a butterfly, it kind of like feels like that. Although it smells like talcum powder, it's not heavy, it's not cloying. You'll get whiffs of this in the air. It smells so good. You can pull this off. By the way, this is the box for it. It's a very cute box. It's a normal box, and it's only $25. So this one is a cheap, so this one is a cheapie for sure. A lot of you have been asking me to make like perfume oil video. The thing is, I'm not very fond of perfume oils, and I don't use perfume oils most of the time. Unless I'm at home and maybe at night I feel like putting some oil on myself. Sometimes mixing these oils into my moisturizing oil or in my moisturizing lotion like a drop, and then layering it on special occasions and stuff. Well, that's a different story. I don't like oil very much, but right now I think I have 10 oils from Khadlaj. I don't like the number 10. Should be 9 or 11. Let's see. But I have like plenty of oils from Khadlaj, and I think I can make one video for you guys. Anyhow, coming back to Farasha. If you like a pretty floral talcum powder smell, this is like ultimately doesn't stay fruity at all. So if you like a sweet floral talcum powder kind of oil, go for this one. It does smell feminine, it doesn't smell juvenile, it doesn't even smell youthful, which is strange because this kind of scent normally it should turn very, very juvenile or youthful at least. It does not. It smells like a grown-up woman, but who is a very soft feminine. I think this is suitable for any weather, any time of the day, because it's like one of those oils. It just smells like talcum powder. Think of where you would wear talcum powder. The projection is like around 1 to 2 feet. Longevity, I would say, is like 6 hours. Although, people say perfume oils last a very, very long time. It's not true. My rating for this is 8 out of 10, just because of that very, very nostalgic feeling I'm getting. And this will be interesting to layer with fruity fragrances, I feel, or woody fragrances. I think if I would add some woody fragrances to this, or if there's like a very masculine fragrance and I would want it to turn into a little bit of a feminine, if you want to add like feminine, soft feminine energy to anything, layer it with this one. There was only one celebrity that came to my mind when I smelled this perfume, and it was Miranda Kerr. I don't know why. Maybe because I know her like since I was young. I mean, I know her not personally, but I know her like on screen and everything for a very, very long time. So I don't know why that she came to my mind. And it also, I feel she has like a soft energy about it. I never thought she was sexy, although she's a Victoria's Secret model, but I think she's a pretty, pretty girl, So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know these were all very, a mixed bag of strange perfumes, and Latafa is becoming like a thing of the past now suddenly for me, which I don't feel good about because I do want to smell some new Latafas. One of my friends finally gifted me Avan, and I know this one of two of y'all that were constantly asking me to review Avan. So that's coming up in the next haul. Okay, Avan is there. I'm testing it and trying it because give me some time. I want to form like a proper opinion about it, right? That's why it's not there in this haul video. Anyhow, I'm going to review all of these, not the Farasha oil because it doesn't need maceration. But the other ones, I will review it again as a maceration update and bring it back to you and let you know if it's worth it, not worth it. Let's see. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.